Oklahoma. How in the world does anyone from Portugal find out about I'm a Survivor Sanctuary? So you want to plug that in?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So,
excuse our appearance. That's what I'm gonna say first. Sorry that I'm a wreck.
I was gonna wait until we have a few people join in.
Oh, you were gonna give them the big apology.
No, I was gonna tip my cap and say, "Hey, folks."
Oh.
And but if you want to start off, go ahead. But
no, we don't.
I am not gonna talk till I can do it the right way. As a matter of fact, you'll probably switch hats out here. We are at yes, what I'm gonna do right there, Jamie.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, we're so silly. Hey, folks, Lester and Jamie here, and we are on location at Longhorn Lester's on a very, my God, it is a very windy day, and you have to excuse Jamie's hair.
Jamie's everything because we've been working.
Jamie, I am windburned. I am sunburned. I am hungover from having a few drinks with you last night. So I have all kinds of excuses to not be my best. But it is a really windy day here today. We've come out to this is the dumbest thing we probably ever had to do. And we're going to talk about it first. Can we talk about, without saying any names, because we don't want to shame anybody except for Jake. We don't want to shame anybody else except for Jake. But bad contractors. I'll tell you what, Jamie and I, we try as hard as we can to do jobs ourselves. We take pride in that. You know, there's something that you just take pride in when you see a job that you start and that you finish. And yes, there's flaws along the way, but we know we're not perfect. But man, looking at a fence that you build or a barn that you can, it just gives you a sense of pride. But there are other jobs that we can't do that we have to contract out. And you guys know that. We've talked about some really good contractors, guys that we have found by chance a lot of times, Marketplace or Facebook, Craigslist. And I don't want to say most times, because most times they are not people that we would spend any amount of time and endorse on our page. But the people who we have endorsed have been folks that we've just run across by chance, and man, they've done a hell of a job. However, Jamie and I came out this morning because we found another contractor, I'm not going to mention the name, who left us high and dry. He got himself into a job too big for what he had experienced, and he gets himself into a project, and at some point he ups and takes off on us. So we instead of trying to find someone to finish his work, we decided to go ahead and buy the materials, have it all delivered, and this morning we came out and finished up a big job. And I say a big job, I don't want to talk a lot about it because Jamie made herself a video, and when I say he didn't know what he was doing, I'm all about spatial reasoning. Jump out, jump in anywhere you want to.
I'm gonna let you dig yourself a little hole here, and I'm gonna reel it back in for everybody.
I can't imagine what everyone's saying, but they're probably saying, let Jamie talk. People have not learned that you have a voice to be reckoned with. Oh my God, we got a star party on Facebook, Jamie. That doesn't happen a lot.
Reminds me, you probably don't even know what this is. It reminds me of Rainbow Bright as a kid. Do you know who Rainbow Bright is?
Was it like a little pony?
She had a horse. It was
Rainbow Bright.
It was a girl. It was a doll. Anyway, when a star party happens, the little rainbow star flies across the screen, and it looks remarkably like Rainbow Bright, and it brings me joy for the Rainbow Bright reason.
So I finally shut up to give you a chance to talk, and you talk about Rainbow Bright.
There are a lot of people on
No, they're
these
not.
pages
People don't
who are
know
going
Rainbow
to,
Bright.
number one, know Rainbow Bright. Number two, have memories come back about Rainbow Bright.
Okay, there's.
And number three, told you, I told you.
don't want to look. I don't want to look at all the Rainbow Bright people out there. That's ridiculous.
There are a lot of nostalgic people who are like me that brings back really lovely childhood memories.
Someone says Lester's shirt says it all. Thank you. Yes, it does. Doesn't that shirt just sheesh?
It's rather encompassing.
People, Rainbow Bright. Something exciting. I have my 2 social media friends. Everyone. I don't want to talk, and I'm tired of just saying their names. But my 2 social media friends were a little bit hurt that they didn't have their initials carved on our kissing tree. So Jami and I walked out a little while ago to the kissing tree, and I actually took my screwdriver and I engraved LL, which is Longhorn Lester, loves. I put a little heart, and I put AFH, which is Arms Family Homestead, and then I did that little and symbol, the little backwards E with the little and CHF, Cog Hill Farm. And then I took a picture and I sent it to them, and they were speechless. Daniel Arms replied with a GIF. Was it a GIF? And it shows a man who's having like an anxiety attack.
It was Sheldon.
And he's like sitting there huffing into a paper bag.
He was so excited.
Yeah. And then I don't think that Jason Smith knew what to say. His reply with a whole bunch of faces, like with his eyes real big.
Well, he probably was sitting next to
I hope he didn't take it serious like Lester loves and the kissing tree.
So that's what I was going to say, is that he was
Lord.
probably sitting next to his wife, and he probably had a lot of questions to answer. That's probably what was going on.
Well, if the folks on Facebook don't know this yet, YouTube got a video this morning of a really neat thing going on here at Longhorn Lester's, a discovery, a historic discovery that I made that ended up being the talk of the neighborhood after it was discovered. There was a in the tree line here by the creek, we ran across, when we were doing all the land clearing, a tree that had been marked to be cut down. Our tree guys were going to cut it down. But at closer inspection, I discovered it had all of these initials on it, along with a few other things that Jami discovered. And I don't want to give a whole lot of that away, but it brought back some memories of childhood when I remember there were trees on our property there on Morrow Hill that had people's initials on them, from my grandparents to their grandparents. And the Morrows go back to the 1860s. They're on Morrow Hill, and so there were a lot of people who at some point came by that tree on our property and carved their name into it. That tree blew down in a hurricane at some point, one of the hurricanes, so it's no longer there.
I'm laughing because all the people on YouTube agreed with what I saw on the tree. Like,
Guy,
I'm dying
YouTube,
laughing right now. I'm giggling.
You're a bunch of nasty ladies is what you are. You're a bunch of dirty-minded women. And I thought, you all
It was evident! It was 100% evident!
You give us guys such a hard time for our minds are always in the gutter. And if I don't walk Jami out to that tree to have a romantic moment and try to lay a smooch on her so I can put our initials on there to make it official, and if Jami does not discover that somebody at some point in time, probably some woman has come by and carved a ding-a-ling.
I guarantee you it wasn't a woman. I guarantee you it was like a middle school boy is probably what it really was. That's what I believe. And look, everybody...
Y'all are embarrassing me, and you're making me blush, and I cannot have a serious live conversation and we can't have a serious live if we're sitting here blushing about someone carving ding-dongs on a very historic landmark.
For the record, I used a very politically correct term.
Ding-a-ling?
No, I said genitalia. Actually. You went with ding-a-ling.
I didn't say, you know what? I don't think ding-a-ling or ding-dong, either one are going to get us a ban or a block. However,
thank God.
Yeah, but when you pick up on genitalia, oh my God, I can just imagine the red flags flying over at Facebook. Over at Facebook, red flags are flying.
There are people
So,
right here.
Could we
Oh
just
God,
keep
I'm
it-
cracking up because there's people that are totally calling you out and going, Lester, wait a minute, we have dirty minds?
I didn't even notice the ding-a-ling. She's noticed it. It like was glaring out at her. And I said, that's not what that is, Jamie. That's not what that is. Yes, it is. I know that's an alien. No, it's not. It's a ding-a-ling. And I think some middle school kid drew an alien and with a cone-shaped head. And Jamie swears it was something different.
Oh my God.
Well, there's one thing that you cannot deny, that right now you got Arms Family and Cog Hill stamped right there next to that ding-a-ling or that alien, whatever it is. And you also have Longhorn Lester, and how much I love those guys.
Boy, I thought you were going to say something really, really wrong right there. So let's just keep going.
Well, can we get back to what we've been doing all day? So, you all know, and like I say, I got to be careful. I don't want to give away your video because
I think that you should. I think you should just say.
Just shut up already.
Just,
You want me to
yes,
shut
I'll play
up?
it tomorrow. I'll get it built tonight, and we'll play that one tomorrow. So that way, everybody can see what we did today and why we had to do it, and we're better people for it. That's what
We
I'll
are.
say.
Well, you know what? We are better people for it. But I'll tell you what. There was a. Okay. I'll stop. I will stop. Progress on the pond, y'all. This place has come a long way over the past week. And the pond guys have gotten all the clay, and they've got all that clay spread out along the bottom. I don't know if they're ready for a rain yet or not, because all the tractors are still here.
I have a feeling they probably have another day of work with rock and concrete.
Yeah.
And then, and there's another pile of clay that I think they probably want to talk to you about and figure out exactly where you want it.
Okay. So in Jamie's video for tomorrow, whenever you're going to play it, it does show the dam that they've built. And everyone knows that the pond is going to be 16 foot deep. And if there's any water, once our pond is to capacity and it hits the 16 foot mark, it will begin to spill over a spillway over our concrete reinforced crushed concrete across the top of a dam, and then that will have a slight gradual slope down into the culvert that's a 4-foot culvert that goes under the driveway, and then it will push across the wooded part of our property through the creek. So we're excited about that. Jamie took a couple of pictures because I told her, think about how I wished we had pictures. We have a few videos of our pond over at I'm a Survivor.
Oh, we do, especially the one where you
almost died.
You almost died in it.
But we didn't really take any pictures, just still shot pictures. And so it'll be really neat to come back in a year or two when that pond is full. We've been treating it. We have some ducks or some geese that are helping kind of maintain it. We have an aerator, and we get grass growing across there. It's going to be gorgeous. But
it's a work in progress. It's going to take a long time to evolve. I told Lester that he needs to bring the drone out, but this wind.
No, you can't fly a drone in this wind, not safely.
No, this is crazy. There actually is a wind advisory. There's a burn ban right now here because of the wind and because everything's so dry. So it's serious right now, and the Weather Channel sends you messages all night long letting you know about the wind. And this is the second week in a row. This happened, third week in a row that we have had
wind advisories.
Wind advisories, yeah. So I don't know what's going on in the world to cause that, but I don't remember it ever being like this before.
I have talked about that several times in little videos because it's hard to make an outdoor video. We don't have the fancy little cat tail feathery thing over our microphone. We use our phones. And whereas folks who have professional equipment, they have, special attachments that can help stop a lot of that wind noise. But I've noticed a lot of people's videos, from my dad's to yours to Jake's, all of us, Kim, are dealing with wind. And then other video creators that we watch are also dealing with wind in different parts of the country.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. The wind has been crazy for these last several months. More wind than I can ever recall. Just every day is another wind advisory. So I don't know, but
there's a lot of people saying that we're sunburned. I actually think we're windburned more than anything. And I
Yeah.
have a straight up farmer's tan from wearing a shirt yesterday, doing chores around the house in Plum Grove, and Lester was out here at Longhorn. Lester setting some posts, and we divided and conquered again yesterday. So yeah, today is definitely wind versus sun. The sun is actually not really out at all.
No, today was wind. It was just a heavy wind blowing right in your face. Yesterday was sun though. It's been crazy, y'all. But can I talk a little bit more about the whole? How about I go a different angle on this? I want to talk about something kind of sad.
Okay.
Can I talk about something a little bit sad? No?
I don't know where you're going with this, so
We could go several places. Hey, let's talk about the,
can I talk about the email I got?
please.
So literally, we're getting in the truck to cool off from doing the jobs here this morning, and I open up my phone to check my emails, and we're getting ready to come live with y'all. I have dirt on my face, probably thicker than what I even know about at this point in time. And I open it, and there is a very short email with a link to a video. And the title of the email says, "Getting By with Passing Away." And it just says, "I just want to thank you all for all you do." So I open up the video, and there's this lovely lady who has made a video, and she
has a brain tumor, I think. Some kind of brain cancer.
yeah.
And she's passing. She's I guess that she knows
I'm
she's
gonna cry
passing.
again.
Want me to talk?
Yeah, please do, because I can't.
Do you remember her name? It's on your email.
I think it's Debbie. I think.
She sent us an email, and she has obviously been undergoing, I would think, probably chemotherapy. So she, has a loss of hair and everything else. But she took the time to make a video in selfie mode, just thanking us for helping her pass
With
easier,
happiness.
with happiness. And that was the title of her video. And, Jamie and I were sitting here okay, so I was pretty much just kind of cursing this contractor who we paid a chunk of money to do a job, and he backs out on us and leaves us halfway, with half of a project. And so we get into the truck to start getting ready for our live, and if Jamie doesn't open up that video, and then next thing you know, she's crying, and I'm trying to say, no, you know how you do. I don't know why this can help you not cry. If you sit there and take your hand and wave it in front of your face real fast, for some reason this here makes you not want to cry as much. I don't know what it does, but it makes me not want to cry. Jamie starts crying, and then she has black stuff running down her face. And I thought it was her mascara, but she goes, no, it's dirt. It was all the sand and the dust that had been, the pollen that's blowing around, and we're just covered in it. And whenever she started crying, she started getting these streaks down her face.
You know that song, Tracks in My Tears? That's what I felt like. It, like, seriously, the lines that were going down. So I had to do a quick pull it together. But what a powerful message, though, of getting by with passing away.
It just, there are so many things that I don't know how to find the words, because I don't have the words. When someone writes, or you see a video that someone will send you about a situation in their life, especially when it comes to the loss of, and when I say the loss of a parent, or the loss of a child, or the loss of a life partner, I've never experienced any of those things. And so I know that the generic, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, but I think that at someone who has felt the loss, for these people who are going through that loss, I kind of feel like, oh, sorry for your loss. I don't know if that really carries anything, but I don't know what else to say if you, in fact, don't know how that feels. And, but I will say, I just can't imagine how it would feel for this particular lady, knowing that her days on earth are short. But it really makes us feel special to know that with the time that she does have left, she enjoys watching the videos, because that kind of brings her a little bit of laughter and joy through some of her moments. Because otherwise, sitting there just dwelling on and thinking about, your life being cut short, that would just be very, very hard to do and to think about. But
I just think it's an honor that somebody chooses to spend their time with us their last time. And that's a really big compliment.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? Do you remember we got a picture one time of a little old lady in a coffin? You remember this one?
Yeah. Dang it, I don't want to cry today.
This is not going to be a crying moment. This is just, it's like a powerful testament to, even though we are a self-professed shit show, a ragtag operation, there was this little old lady that loved our channel. Man, she loved our channel. And at some point she had bought or had someone buy her one of the little I'm a Survivor little hoodies. It was a hoodie. It wasn't even the girl's t-shirt, it was a hoodie. This little old lady had a black, well, all of our merchandise is black. We try to stay uniform with black. I'm a Survivor Sanctuary, Plum Grove, Texas, a hoodie. And when she passed, she asked to be buried in that hoodie. And so, as morbid as it was seeing getting a picture of a little sweet little lady lying in her coffin, she had a dress on, but that hoodie over the top of that dress, and she wanted to be buried in her hoodie. I don't know, Jamie.
It's just unbelievable. Like we're regular people. We are.
We ain't regular, Jamie. Everyone knows we ain't regular. You might as well stop saying that, because we ain't regular.
I just meant that there's no difference, from who we are versus who you are. We're just people, and that it's so crazy that to think that something in our days made someone love I'm a Survivor so much that it's just an honor.
Is there a way to back up? Someone said something on YouTube. They said, if you can't find the words to say, but it went too fast for me to read it. Right through there somewhere. Right there. When you don't have the words to say, that's what you say. Sorry for your loss. Oh. So if you don't have the words to say, then the words to say are sorry for your loss. I guess that's probably what people say then. That makes sense, I think. I'll try to change the subject. So there have been so many tractors and different machinery driving across this hill that a lot of the once beautiful green grass that began to come out here at the early spring.
Hold on. One lady just said my mom was buried in her swimsuit. That's awesome.
Her mom was buried in her swimsuit.
Yeah, she must love the water. That's awesome. I've never even I never thought of that. Can I tell a story about my grandpa?
Please.
So my grandpa, my whole family, my mom's side of the family played this game called Gotcha Last. Okay, that was like you touch the person last when they were leaving, and then it was just Gotcha Last, right?
Yeah.
So that's been our thing my whole life, my mom's whole life, all the grandkids, everybody. So the only way out of it was if you were crossing your fingers, it didn't count. You weren't the one that was it. So when my grandpa passed away, go ahead.
No, I just want to make sure people understand what you're saying here, because I love this story. So this little family game that they played was before you leave after your Thanksgiving, whatever, gotcha last or whatever. But if you crossed your fingers, you were safe.
If you're prepared, right? Because if you knew that this was coming and you crossed your fingers, you show the person like, nope, no, you're still it, basically. So when my grandpa passed away, his one wish was to be buried with his fingers crossed. And I thought it was the neatest thing.
And so after he passed away, they had the mortician cross his fingers. That's funny though.
I was not supposed to cry today.
What's wrong with you? Here, take a swig of your Dr. Pepper Zero. I don't drink those. I got the real thing. So have y'all noticed that there's not many people who will say they have a soda addiction to Pepsi, or they have a soda addiction to Coke? But have you noticed how many people will say that they also have a soda addiction to Dr. Pepper? And that's because I guess I talk about it a lot on the videos. Obviously, when we go out to eat, and I always get a Dr. Pepper with no ice because I don't want that ice to take up any space in my cup. I want to have just straight up Dr. Pepper. And a lot of times we go to the same places, you know, throughout the course of the week or the month to eat. So people already know that when we come in, I want a Dr. Pepper. And we're not going to say what Jami drinks, but it's funny.
It's a diet, whatever brown diet soda that they have. Like, you acting like
I'm kidding, baby.
Shooting tequila every time we stop.
I'm playing
I might
with you.
Today, though. I'm just kidding.
I'm playing with you. But the funny thing is, we've had different waiters or waitresses tell us about there's a Dr. Pepper addiction. Dr. Pepper, there are so many people who come in who want Dr. Pepper. And I would not have thought so. But when they buy the syrup for all of the big...
that's the most thing they order is Dr. Pepper.
They have to, yeah. So I did not know. Now, is Dr. Pepper a Coke product? You know how
it used to be its own. I think it's a Coke product now. I think.
I don't know. So I'm wondering does Coke, which I think is a national
Coca-Cola,
is a name brand, they own other like
Yes.
soda flavors, and I'm wondering, does Coke own Dr. Pepper?
I think so.
Anyway, so I see that some people say they do have Coca-Cola addictions, whatever, but most of the restaurants that we go to say that when they order, they have to order more of the, is it syrup? They order the Dr. Pepper syrup that goes to the fountain drink container because there's so many Dr. Pepper people. And I had no idea. I don't even know how I started on Dr. Pepper. There was a time in my life where I would just drink whatever soda you'd bring home.
What I would say, when we first started to get together, it was Coke.
It was Coke.
It was Coke. And then one day, I love Diet Dr. Pepper. Like, that's one, I enjoy it. So I found it one day in a store and brought it home, and he was like, Dr. Pepper's my favorite soda. It was like 2 years into our relationship, and I'd never even seen him drink a Dr. Pepper. What are you talking about?
Well, now I can't go a day without a Dr. Pepper, and I hate that because I know as far as my little bit of belly fat, my tummy weight, if I could cut out that sugar, because we have both tried to cut out so much of our diets, but the one thing that I just cannot stop is drinking my daily Dr. Pepper. And I don't know what to do. I mean, I hate to admit that I have an addiction to something so dumb as a soda.
I kind of look at it like this, though. There's way worse.
No, there's way worse.
There are way
That's
worse
true.
addictions that
There are
could
way worse
affect
addictions.
you in way worse ways. So it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Let's talk about the ducks, because that was a big video on both platforms. That obviously I was in the middle of my live last Tuesday when it was all happening in the background, and there's a lot of people that I don't want to say bless your heart, because I don't mean it in the Texan bless your heart way. I mean, I'm thankful that people feel and want to support either way, and want to say, Lester, you're right, or Lester, you were wrong, and Jami, you're right, Jami, it's gotten out of control, all these things. Lester and I talk about every single video before it's ever published. Lester and I talk about every animal on the farm before they come, or before we have to make decisions. Okay, except for Lola and maybe Carl, maybe.
Those are surprises, baby. You can't talk about a surprise.
So
surprise!
Yeah,
you got an ostrich.
Yeah. But as far as the ducks and leaving, I've said in many videos that we were way overpopulated, and that we never intended to have all of the ducks that have either arrived here or have been born there, and we never intended for them to happen. All of a sudden one day I walk outside and here is Louise strolling across with 17 babies that we didn't even know she was sitting on. And then people got on to Lester the other day in the video saying that, oh my gosh, he called Jami a liar, you didn't have to do those things. I did not know about that duck on those eggs. I swear to you, I had no idea, because I was talking about a whole other one that just started. And there's a ton of people that called me irresponsible, saying that if I would just pick up the eggs every day, none of this would happen. I challenge anyone to ensure that they look every single place on all of every acreage and handle all the things that we do to ensure that you get every egg, because it's not real. When you have some of these animals, ducks, are wild and are here because they're being fed here, but they didn't start here, and they live like they own the place because in their minds they do, and they're hidden in places that we don't even know, like they've found places to lay. So nobody lied, and that was a joking, funny matter. It's amongst ourselves, but we are trying really hard to mitigate all of the feathers. Some of them will eventually come to Longhorn Lester's. Some of the geese will, some of the chickens will, but we still have to manage it. That's what farms do. So we're working through it. Lester and Jake just had a moment where they thought that they would do all of that during the live. And why are you being so quiet? This is the longest that you've ever been quiet, actually. I still can't believe it. You're still quiet.
I am trying to pick and choose my words very carefully right now. So
against something I said?
Oh no, just in general.
Oh,
just
okay.
in general. I will say, and then man, if we have not said this 100 times, that guys, every video creator, you have to know this. I'm not trying to pull something over on you, but there's a narrative. There's a narrative behind the stories that we bring. And so being that I come from a teaching background with, teaching reading and writing, and especially during literature, we know that a good story has characters. And so we bring characters. And a good story has a plot, and there's always a conflict, and there's always a solution. There's always a protagonist. That's the good guy, always a bad guy. Listen to me, my friends. I don't mean this in a mean way, but when we say we're doing things for entertainment purposes, just understand that maybe in some stories or in some videos, I may play the bad guy. Jamie's on a live. I'm going to do this while I can. And so ultimately, I know to make a good story, you have to have your protagonist, the plot. The whole plot thickens with the noise in the background. And even though we bring the videos in a story type format, we run a very successful farm in doing so. And so we love that we're ragtag. We love that we seem to be so dysfunctional and so disorganized. But ultimately, I think that we know exactly what we're doing. And so when you get on and you act like we keep things from each other and there's a secretive thing here and there, Jamie and I, we have a narrative. We know the big picture. And so what we do is we have the big picture and we break it down into episodes. Yeah. If you think of it like a movie or your favorite Netflix series, there's a big picture. There was probably a book about it. Game of Thrones, there was a book, and then they break it down into episodes and chapters, and that's all we do with our videos, and we love doing it, and we found success at doing it. And so do we have to sometimes take the criticism? Well, of course we do. But
I just didn't want people to work like it didn't take sides, do all this. That's what we want you to think and feel and do all the things.
I think you said it right, that there was nothing pulled over your eyes. There was nothing pulled over. Lester didn't pull one over on Jamie and take advantage of a moment when she didn't know what was going on. Jamie and I have talked a number of times about the overpopulation of our farm. And I will say it again right now. There are going to be some animals that have to leave the little's pasture because we have too many animals in the little's pasture. And so we're not making those videos yet, but we know the big picture. And what will happen is in the form of future videos, you will see the episodes. And in this case, there'll be some of those littles pulled out of the little's pasture to be brought over to greener pastures here at Longhorn Lester's, which will help create a balance and maintain the pastures the way we have to balance them all out. There'll be changes that'll happen over the course of as long as we are bringing you, videos.
You know,
But
having a farm,
Jamie and I don't keep secrets from each other. We don't
No.
have to do that. Jamie knew darn well that we were moving ducks.
Yes.
Now, how I choose to do that in my video style, that's my creativity. And if I want to do it using me as the antagonist, as the kind of guy, and Jamie's a sweet innocent doing a live video about gardening, not knowing all her ducks are being rounded up, and that's just my video style. And so I do it for video entertainment, and I'm not bothered, but I'm sorry that you get so bothered.
That's what I was gonna
by
say.
something that was not meant to bother you. It was a video.
It wasn't meant to like make you pick sides or anything like that. It was meant to, bring out laughter and just thought around things. And then I'll just say this: farm life, sanctuary life, any life where you're caring for living, breathing things, whether it's humans or animals, is an evolution. And I've said this phrase before: the only thing that stays the same is change itself. Nothing lasts forever. So that's just how we have to think too, that sometimes you have to, there are legitimate farms who take all the animals out of one pasture and flip because of the way the acid and the pH from their, restroom habits basically change the soil, things can't grow back because the balance isn't right. So farmers will totally flip animals in pastures. I think every 3 years I read is the average. So we're learning a lot about our land and what certain animals byproducts do to it. Is that right? Is that how I said byproducts? I don't know how to say that. They're poop and pee. What happens from them living on the land? How do we maintain it so that it doesn't end up just being a, like grassless dirt pile basically, and to be able to keep it going?
Yeah. So I would just say, don't get yourselves worked up over videos, guys. Take them for your viewing enjoyment. If you don't enjoy it, then don't. Seriously, you don't have to get yourselves worked up over a video, because Jamie and I know what we're doing. And if we don't know what we're doing, then that's just the fun of it. So by all means,
we try.
We have fun, and we are hoping to make sure that we bring the animals their best lives. And we know for a fact that because of you guys and the fact that you support us, through watching the ads and all that stuff, we're able to do a lot for those babies. Do we do it sometimes the easiest way? No, because how boring would that be? I'm going to say this, and this is where you want to probably grab my hand.
Oh no, he put his hand in my hand and was like,
hold me back. All I'm going to say, and I mean this with all love and all due respect, but there are 1,000, and probably plural, thousands of farm channels out there where you have real smart farmers, or real smart animal rescuers,
or veterinarians,
really smart vets, traveling vets. There are people out there that make really smart videos. And if you want to learn how to do one of those kind of farms or sanctuaries or rescues, man, there's a lot of places you can learn on YouTube and on the internet. But Jamie and I, we don't run that kind of an operation. We don't want to be one of those kind of channels like everybody else. And I would say that our growth we're almost at 1.7 million on Facebook. We're inching to 1.7 million on Facebook. Guys, I'm not trying to be mean, or I'm not being boastful or braggart, but what we're doing is working for us, and we're going to keep doing it, because it's like the video that the lady sent. She's dying, and she says, thank you for letting me die with a smile on my face. I want to die with laughter in my heart. And I'm not gonna sit here and try to change to be more down by the book, and this is the way you do it, and this is step one, and show you how smart I am. That my boss told me about me being so smart that I can play a dumb guy really good. Yeah, my own boss told me that. I've worked for Dr. Sanford for 25 years, And whenever I decided to stop teaching and devote more time to making videos as my source of income, we talked about it in her office. And, of course, she always welcomed me back anytime I want to come back, whatever. My degree is still good, But she said she watches my videos. She laughs at the videos, and she'll tell you real fast that you're so smart that you can play a dumb guy and you can pull it off. And not everyone can do that. Not everyone can be so smart that they can pull off the role of a dumb guy. And I'm okay with that. I seriously, I'm okay with that.
Lord.
Well, you think she was just being nice and just saying that?
What?
Anyway, Longhorn Lester's is coming along. We're spending so much time here. We're not forgetting the babies back over at I'm a Survivor. They're still getting their morning and afternoon routines. They're getting all the love they've always gotten. We have a great support team around us who help out. And it's just, there's a lot to do right now. It's not easy to maintain one farm and then start up another one. And that has made our days busy. It's given Jami's jobs to do at I'm a Survivor on top of her daytime job, her real job. And it's given me a whole lot of trips carrying my tools back and forth. And the most frustrating thing, I tell you what, this has been the hardest thing about working at Longhorn Lester's. I know what job I have to do. I kind of plan out my jobs. And so for every job requires different tools. And so that morning I'll load up all the tools that I need and I'll head on over to do whatever job I want to do. And the most frustrating thing is whenever I get over here and I realize I forgot the post hole diggers, or I forgot my T-post driver, or I forgot my wire stretchers, or, you name it. There's always that one thing that I forgot. And so I sometimes have to, finagle and play around and move around different jobs or do what I can and cut the day a little bit short. But I just can't wait till the day that we have the big jobs done. And then we have all the animals in place. And then it can kind of be just a maintenance kind of a day. So our job then will be maintaining I'm a Survivor and coming over and maintaining what we have going on over here at Longhorn Lester's.
It's going to take time. Lester's just it's an exciting piece. It's his dream. So.
Oh, I'm not complaining. If I sound like I'm complaining,
no.
I am not complaining.
No.
I'm loving life right now.
Yes.
I am loving life right now.
But because he's Lester, wants it done now, and he wants to do it all right now. It's not like that he wants to.
Yeah, I can't wait.
No, so I have to continually remind him, hey, it took us 4 years to be able to get I'm a Survivor where you didn't have gigantic projects every single day. And just as we just get to that point, hey, let's do Longhorn Lester's and add 5 million more projects. No, in reality, I think that we secretly love projects and love to create and love to build, really, and just take something and make it unique to us. So we're really enjoying this and the back and forth. Yes, it's extra, but it's also what we do, like making videos and doing these projects and sharing what it means to an animal and the ability to be able to expand I'm a Survivor and expand the amount of animals that we can have is really exciting for us. So there's a lot to come, and for everybody who's having a little anxiety about animals being here, animals being there, I assure you that we have plans and more plans and backup plans, ways to see it all at all times, and we have a lot in the works right now, and I will share it all with you as everything comes into play.
There were 2 questions over on YouTube over here. YouTube said, would you please talk about how your other family members feel about you guys buying more property? And I don't guess we've talked about that yet.
No, probably not.
I will say that my immediate family, as far as my kids, L.E. and Lex, both love it here. They've both come by with us several times, and they've played on the four-wheeler. They've climbed the big old hill, the bluff bank behind us. They've been down by the river. They've played or messed around in the deer blinds over here, which is really neat. They've taken four-wheeler rides together just around the property. And so we also brought our Lex's little cousin Connor, and they played all day one afternoon. And so I would say that my kids love the place. Jamie's mom is coming this week. Tomorrow is Dub and Sharon's very last day here. They're having a big moving truck come tomorrow, and it's going to take all of the rest of their stuff. And so tomorrow it is officially going to be ours. And so Jamie's mom's going to come and help us do a few things in the garage part and kind of clean a few things up. And she's going to just kind of help us kind of make it where when we come over, make it more convenient. And, you know, clean up, just kind of clean up. Just, you know, after a big move, you want to kind of come in and freshen everything up. So her mom will come and be with us for the Easter weekend.
My mom also has an amazing green thumb, so I have solicited her to help me.
Oh, you didn't talk about your garden idea. But before we end, you have to hear about Jamie's gardening things coming up. But let me finish this real fast. As far as my other family members, my brother Dan, who we call Uncle Dan, that's Jake's and Bree's dad. He's very excited about it. He's not been over to see yet because I won't allow it. I want to wait and surprise him because me and my brother, you know, my brother has bought some property up on the lake, and he's done all kinds of things to it. You may have seen his videos through Sister Kim, who's helped him build his cabin and kind of his little weekend getaway place. Whereas, so Daniel's very excited about it. Kim has not seen it yet, but she watches the videos, obviously. Now,
I actually have a feeling that Kim and my mom will probably spend some time
Kim
out here.
Kim and your mom will because they get along very well and they're so much alike.
Yeah.
Now, as far as my dad goes, my dad has not said a word about it. My dad has not said a word. And so I'm just kind of guessing that because of the history and all of the history behind the Morrow land, it probably is not setting real well. You know, how would you describe that relationship as far as the...
I'll say that the one thing I know about your dad is that he doesn't see any reason to leave, ever. I mean that to go out of town for vacation. I mean that to just for any reason. He doesn't see any reason to leave. So I imagine that he probably doesn't share the same vision.
No,
and that's okay.
That's okay, yeah.
You know, but I still think that he is probably proud and you know, as any parent wants to see their kids succeed and wants to see their kids happy. So I'm sure that deep down he has all kinds of thoughts, and that's okay.
Yeah, my dad hasn't mentioned, he hasn't said a word about it, so I don't know. But everybody else seems to be very excited about the whole Longhorn Lesters. And then the other thing was, is there a house here? And the answer is no. We plan on possibly seeing how things go. Maybe in about 10 years is my vision to help try to build Jamie her little dream house. Nothing big at that point. All the kids will be grown. It'll just be she and I. And so when we say dream house, we don't mean some kind of a big 2-story, nothing fancy. I mean like a little country cabin, but one that is kind of built. This is going to sound kind of dumb, but I don't think she cares how big the bedroom is. Her dream house is going to have a big closet and a wide open kitchen. And if you give her those two things...
Don't forget a bathtub, a gigantic bathtub.
Yeah, and then a big bathtub because she likes to bathe with me. And so I'm just saying, that's like one of her things.
I like to soak in the bathtub.
With me, though. Just be
honest. I'm not opposed to that.
So we squeeze into the tub every once in a while. Just, you want full disclosure there, you got it. But our tub is way too small, so you don't want to watch that. I don't know what you envision Lester and Jamie in the tub looking like. But I promise, if you ever saw it, it would be like a train wreck. Trying to see us. Seeing us get in is hard. Seeing us get out is even harder.
I make him close
no
his
pun
eyes.
Intended.
No, I make him close his eyes. I'm like, close your eyes. It's time for me to get out.
Yeah,
I don't want you to watch me.
And so we have to paper, rock, scissors. Who gets out first? You know, who's getting out first? And we both want to lose because we don't want to be the first one to get out. And so, yeah, that's not pretty. But we have never had a big tub that we could just both get into. So Jamie's dream home would be a small house, so it's easy to maintain.
1 story.
No carpet. I can tell you want no carpet,
No carpet.
so you can easily do a carpet sweeper. I mean a dust sweeper and be done. Big enough just for a bedroom set. You know, nothing massive, but you have to have a big walk-in closet. You want shelves for shoes and storage thingamajiggies in your closet.
I have a lot of clothes, yeah.
And you're probably going to want to have a open kitchen because you like doing stuff in the kitchen area.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we have to have fiber internet. If we can get those 3 things,
good to go.
I think that we would be good to go. You want to go home and have a bath right now? Because I think that
yeah.
I know I could use
I think
one.
I probably need to shower off first and then get in the bathtub. That's probably what needs to happen.
I hate that we put that image in people's heads of you and me climbing into the tub and trying to climb back out together.
Best that.
But
hopefully the internet or this, cut out long enough to be able for them to not have heard that.
Yeah. Anywho, guys, I think that's all we got for you. Did you want to open these couple of letters that came to you?
I think we should.
No.
Can I wait to do them on Tuesday? Can I do them time on Tuesday?
That's fine. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, and we're about to log out. We want to thank y'all for hanging out with us for a while today, almost an hour. And we look forward to a lot of neat videos coming up this week. I've got mine all scheduled, all posted.
Not me.
No, Jamie has to go home and build hers tonight. She's not quite as... She kind of procrastinates, whereas I just can't... Oh, the garden. Wait, the garden. Lester, the garden.
The garden, yes.
Man, you guys are on the ball. So this is all Jamie. Go ahead, love.
Okay. So last week we were driving out here and I'm like, hey, let's stop and I want to pick up some plants to plant. And it feels like the right time. We're not going to get any more freezes or anything like that. And he's like, hold on a second, something in my eye. He's like, you can't plant now. Excuse me, what? Yes, I can. I have time today. I have time. It's beautiful weather out. It's going to rain, light rain the next 3 days at that point in time. Did you know that there's some old wives' tale that says that you can't plant until Good Friday?
You plant on Good Friday. You say it's a wives' tale. It's probably in the Farmer's Almanac too. But everyone down south knows that when you plant your gardens, when you plant, your what you're gonna plant, you plant on Good Friday. So for everybody who knows about the whole Good Friday, can y'all let us know that I'm not making this stuff up? Because she thinks I'm making it all up.
I thought that he was joking with me. I'm like, is that because
It's
you
Good
don't want to
Friday.
stop at a store? I'll go to the store myself, And he's like, no, Google it.
Yeah, look at all this. Everyone says you plant on Good Friday. Good Friday, Good Friday.
Somebody else has never heard of it. My mother never heard of it. My mom did say, though, that there's things with the moon that certain plants get planted with.
Says, what the hell? Yeah, no. So next Friday is Good Friday. And so Jamie will be doing her planting here at Longhorn Lester's, where we're going to maintain a garden and we're going to have an orchard.
Yes.
And we're going to do all of those neat things that a lot of people do. We're going to try our hand at it. Now, we're going to tell you right now, it's not going to probably be the right way, and there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to do wrong. We're not going to do a how to do it yourself kind of thing. We're going to take a shot at it, and we're going to see if we can grow us some herbs, some garden vegetables. Jamie had a really neat idea. She asked me when I made my order for McCoy's, she wanted me to order some panels, some cattle panels, because she wants to do this little bitty archway for our beans.
Yeah,
and for things that grow.
Yeah, so I want to do a cattle panel that arches over the walkway between the two sides of the garden, so that way it can grow and vine over top of it, and I think that's gonna look really neat. But Lester immediately goes, "Well, don't plant watermelon there."
No, come on, you can. Watermelon.
Duh. That's all I'm gonna say. But I am excited. My mom's come to town. She booked a one-way ticket. I don't know what that means and how long she's staying, but I'm excited to have her help and to have her here and spend some time with her. She has an amazing green thumb. And then I also both of my grandmas are amazing at gardening as well. So I have consulted the experts on what and when, and I will say that none of them heard of the Good Friday planting rule. That must be a Texan thing, is what they said.
Why did your mom buy a one-way ticket?
I don't know, but she's like, I don't know when I'm gonna go home, so I'll book the other one whenever I, get sick of y'all. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
She did. She only booked one way. Does that make you nervous?
At what point were you going to tell me about this? That's all I'm curious about.
I told you about it already. You didn't listen.
A one-way ticket.
I said that, yes, she did not book the return flight because she wanted to just get away for a week or so.
Okay.
So.
A week or so. Okay. A week or so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, looks like I'll be spending a lot of time at Longhorn Lester's for a week or so. Well, you and your mom can do y'all's thing.
Whatever.
All right, guys, we're logging out now. Thank you all for loving us and for putting up with us and for accepting us with all of our flaws. Bless you to the folks who are not feeling your best, who send us those emails or write the letters and stuff. And we're going to continue being us. I can promise you that. And just enjoy it, and just know that, just play along, and let's just enjoy this next episode as this saga continues. All right, can you log that one out? I'll log this one over here
all
out.
right.
Thank you,
Happy
guys.
Sunday, y'all.